Hi, my name is Jillian Hofer, and I'm here to talk to you about what I thought about our informative speech. What is the purpose of this speech? The reason that I gave this speech because I thought that breast cancer was really interesting and it has affected my family, so I thought it would be a good topic to pick and just learn more about. How did you feel going into this presentation? I was really nervous going into this presentation because I don't really like talking in front of other people and it scares me a little bit to do speech, but it went pretty well. Briefly defined speaker's ethos, and how did you work to make sure that your speaker's ethos was high? Well, speaker's ethos is the credibility of the speaker. I use a lot of reliable sources in my speech, such as using the American Cancer Society, also breastcancer.org, which are really reliable sources, and I've given speeches before, so that makes me reliable. Was your technology adequately prepared? What could you have done differently or better? I did not have my technology ready because my computer didn't really work this week and our tech person has been out all week, so it's been pretty hard to try to prepare my speech. My PowerPoint was ready, so that was easy. I just needed a webcam or an audio on my computer, and I could have changed my presentation a little bit, or I could have tried working on this a little bit earlier and realized the problems that I had, so it wouldn't have been such a time crunch and so stressful. What principles did you keep in mind when creating and designing your PowerPoint presentation? Give 1 or 2 tips effectively using PowerPoint. I kept in mind that I needed to have my main points and not write everything on your whole PowerPoint. So I didn't want to write my whole speech on there and just read word for word like we did in 7th grade. I used my main points and I went off of there as just helping stepping stones into what I was going into. Another tip for PowerPoint would be to always use narrations or other things that will make your PowerPoint better and make it stand out a little bit so it'll be more interesting for your audience. In terms of structure and organization, what element felt natural to you and what felt odd? It felt natural to do my introduction because I could talk about a personal relationship with breast cancer and something that affected my family, so that felt natural to me. But something that felt odd was probably the conclusion, because it's hard to be able to put everything together into words and what you said and kind of push it all into one little paragraph that you just gave a speech on, so that was a little odd. How did you consider your audience when developing your speech? I considered my audience because I knew that I was going to need to make my speech easier to read and not have all the doctor words in there, because not everyone is going to be able to do or listen to that and know what it means, because I didn't even know what it means at first, so I kept that in mind. What did you do in your speech that worked? What didn't work? What areas could you target to improve? I think that my research went really well and that the speech got put together pretty quick because I knew a little bit about breast cancer, so that kind of helped a little bit. What didn't really work was probably my procrastination throughout the week. If I would have started the speech earlier, I could have realized my technology problems earlier. And I think the thing I could target to do better is my procrastination a little bit, because I can learn to get stuff together better. Connect your learning experiences to class readings and concepts. Include specific chapters with the page numbers and sections in which you are referencing. On page 104, it talks about your audience's comprehension, and I already talked about comprehension, and I think that I was able to tell people what really happened and not just the doctor words. So that is my informative blog. Thank you for listening.